Hello, Power Up Nation. I am Pat Council, and I want to talk about proof that setting goals are necessary. But before we get into that, before I start providing my proof that goal setting is a necessary thing, I want to let you guys know that I have a masterclass that's coming up. It's a goal setting masterclass called Identity Powered Goal Setting Masterclass. You can find out more information at designingyourlifetoday.com, or you can go straight to designingyourlifeachieversacademy.com and you can reserve your space today. There is a lot of information that you're going to find extremely helpful. And you're going to learn more about your identity, how to make the necessary identity shift. You are going to learn how to create an identity map that allows you to upgrade your identity whenever you need to. And so we are going to talk about a lot. This is a course slash masterclass. And so I'll be talking live because I want to be able to address, if you have questions, I want to be able to address those questions specifically. So this class is not going to be overloaded with thousands of people because I won't be able to actually talk to each individual in that manner. So we're going to set this up so that you guys can get answers to your questions. If you've been working on achieving your goals year after year and you find yourself stopping or stalling out within the first few months or in less time than that, and going back to doing the same things that you've done year after year, well, I think this goal setting class is actually going to help you. So we're going to set identity power goals, but we're going to talk about achievement. So you're going to unlock your ability to achieve with consistency. Okay, so let's talk about proof that setting goals are necessary. First of all, when it comes to you setting goals, I've talked a lot about the identity in some of my previous podcast episodes, but I think sometimes we forget how powerful we really are as human beings. And I talk about the fact that we're here to do life with power because we're built by design to win. And so if you're built by design to win, what that means is that you have the tools in you. You have the characteristics, the energies that you need in order to go from one level to the next, in order to, well, manifest, if you will, the things that you desire to manifest. And if these things aren't happening, it could be because you are not setting goals. And if you are setting goals, perhaps the goals that you're setting, they're not effective. So I wanted to talk more about this, and I call it proof that setting goals are necessary because there is a friend of mine. He's on YouTube and he's extremely popular. And for years in different episodes, he would talk about the fact that, I never set goals. You don't need to set goals. I only set objectives. Well, you cannot set objectives or create a system. And there are others, not just him. There's some others, because there are some other YouTube episodes where someone says, you don't need goals. You just need a system. Well, what are you building that system for? Where's that system taking you? So you really want to start with goals. And why? Because the goal is your vision. That's what a goal is for the most part. And you guys know I share a lot of biblical scriptures at times to support what I'm saying. And of course, one of those scriptures that came to mind when I was putting this together is the Bible tells us to write the vision. So it says to write the vision and make it plain. Okay, so if you're writing it down, this means these are goals. You're setting a goal. A goal it's a picture. It's an outcome that you're looking for. Now, the system, the objectives, that's your plan of action. Those are the things that are in the middle, what you have to do in order to get to that outcome. But you will not know what outcome you're looking for if, you don't have a vision in mind. So it tells us to write the vision and make it plain. And so that's proof that you need to take the time to set some goals. The other reason why you want to set goals, because when you have a vision, it becomes harder for someone to sidetrack you and distract you and send you in a direction that you really don't desire to go. So the second point that I want to share with you is that this allows you to protect and reclaim your identity. When you set goals, okay, assuming that these goals are actually your goals, your desires, the something that you're passionate about achieving and receiving and getting the outcome that you're looking for, then you actually write it down and you have it as a goal, then you protect. This will allow you to protect or reclaim your identity. So when I talk about reclaiming your identity, what I mean is sometimes people send us where they want us to go, and has nothing to do with our purpose. It has nothing to do with why we are here. Someone had an opinion about your life, and how many times have you heard stories, or have you ever heard a story where someone took over their father's business or their mother's business, their law practice, and they didn't even want to be a lawyer. They weren't even excited about it at all, but they did it because they felt obligated, okay, which took them away from their purpose, which actually took them away from a part of their identity. But when you have goals that you're passionate about and that are authentic goals, authentic to you, at that point, you will protect and even reclaim your identity. This allows you to not only move forward and have a more fulfilled life, this allows you to take a look at the goals that you've been setting and say, wait, this is not what I truly desire. And so then you change your mind and you decide, let's make these goals more effective. What's more effective? A goal that's authentically yours, the goal that you're passionate about, as I said a moment ago. So when you can do that, this is what goal setting allows you to do. And so I have another scripture for you, and it tells you to keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And that's one translation from the Bible. But here's another one. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Okay, so that's your identity. You have to keep guard over that and make sure that you are living that fulfilled life, that exciting life, and not allowing someone else to carve out a life for you. You know, one of the things, and I've seen this countless times, and honestly speaking, it's actually happened to me, where someone else decides this is what you should do with your talent. This is what you should talk about. And I'm thinking, okay, how about asking me? Okay, so at that point, you don't feel powerful. Okay, you feel like someone else is running your life, someone else is taking over. And so at that point, the issues, as I said, guard your heart. At that point, if this gets into your heart, you don't feel like you're capable of doing much, because you're focused on someone else's goals. So this is why you want to have goals, because when you have a goal that you're excited about and passionate about, it's pretty hard for somebody to send you in a direction that you don't desire to go. And you will guard your heart. Guard your heart. A part of that is saying no to things that don't serve you. No to things that won't bring you the outcome that you desire. So this is the beautiful part about setting goals. Okay, you're establishing a kind of focus for your life. And that's the beautiful part about it. Anyone who says that they don't set goals, or you don't have to set goals, you just need systems and objectives, they don't understand the concept of goal setting. Now, I'll give them credit. They do understand the concept of goal achievement. But whether they realize it or not, whatever it is they're achieving, they first had to have an idea. They first had to have some kind of vision. They first had to think about an outcome that they were looking for. This is the goal. So the third thing that I want to share with you when it comes to setting goals as to why goal setting is so necessary is it brings you clarity. Now, when that's kind of a given, you go, okay, I set a goal, I have a vision, so now I'm clear. But it goes beyond that. There are people who have unfulfilled lives, or they feel unfulfilled, or they feel like something is lacking or something is missing in their life. Well, when that's happening, they're not clear about what they desire to have happen, what they would like to have in their life. And you say, well, they might know what they want, but they feel lacking because they don't think it's possible. Well, that's because they haven't made it a goal. They haven't decided that this is a goal. I'm going to write this down and I'm going to create a plan of action or a set of objectives or find a system that works that's going to bring me the outcome that I'm looking for. So these are three things that you want to keep in mind when it comes to setting your goals. Now, as I wrap up, I want to remind you that this is a great time, of course, for you to set goals. Most people start looking for what they would like to achieve or things that they would like to acquire in the coming year. And that's great. However, one of the things that you want to do is, I would say, slow down and really think about more than just the things. You're going to get the things, okay? And this goes back to another scripture: seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. So you're going to get the things, all right? But first, be sure that you understand how your purpose is connected to the goals that you're setting. And you say, well, I just want a new house, Pat, or I don't, want to go that deep. Well, here's the thing. If you are not, let's say, getting that new house, or if you've had that goal for a long time, maybe it's not happening because you're not in alignment with who you're called to be or what you're called to do, or you're not even in alignment with the identity that you've been given that will allow you to, let's say, use the power within you to start to do what it takes to get the house. Okay, so the things come after the fact. And I have to confess, you guys, it took me a long time. And of course, I'm talking a long time ago when I first started thinking about achieving certain things and, house, car, money, those things. That was my focus. Okay, nothing else. I wasn't thinking about my purpose. I was just thinking, okay, these are the things that I want. So I don't want you to feel like you're doing something wrong just because you want to have nicer things or more things. People sometimes say, oh, well, enough is enough. You get to decide that. If you're not stealing it or hurting anybody, you get to decide. However, what I'm saying is, at some point, I realized that, wait a minute, to get these things, it's kind of a struggle. And is it supposed to be this hard? Well, once I aligned with my natural gifts and talents, my God-given gifts and talents, and I started using those, then all of a sudden things became fun. And I realized that, wait, I'm using my gifts and talents to serve. And as a result, I'm getting a reward back for that. And of course, the reward would be the things. Okay. And there are other rewards in addition to that, but I'm specifically addressing if you want the house, the car, and other things to come into your life. I wrote about this in one of my books, and this book it's probably more than 14 years old, I think. And I wrote about this, and it's called The Power, and I call it dual rewards. So it's like a double reward. All right. You're serving someone and you're providing something good for someone else, so they get rewarded. And of course, it bounces back to you and you get the rewards that you desire. So with that being said, when you think about why you really want to take the time to set goals, the proof is based on what I mentioned to you, that you should write the vision and make it plain. and that you want to set goals so that you can make sure that you protect or reclaim your identity. And of course, you want to make sure that you have that clarity as to the direction you want to go in with your life so that you can feel fulfilled. And at the end of the day, when you put all of these together and you really take goal setting seriously, okay, instead of, and I don't know how you set goals, but if you're one who just jots a few things down on paper, and listen, you can do that and still do some amazing things, but put some thought into where you're headed, why you're setting these goals, and really, what's the real outcome that you desire? You know, the house, the car, those are things, and I promise you that those are good things to have. But to be fulfilled, that's even better. To have the house, the car, the money, and all of that, and feel fulfilled, I can promise you that's more rewarding than you could possibly imagine. So with that being said, I just want to remind you guys again to check out my upcoming masterclass, Identity Powered Goal Setting. And I hope you guys come and hang out with me there. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to be able to develop your own identity map, and you're going to have an authentic system for achieving your goals consistently. You can go to designingyourlifetoday.com and you can register, reserve your space there, or you can go to Designing Your Life Achievers Academy and you will see the same thing there, and you can reserve your space there. You know what? 2026 is right around the corner, you guys. And as I end, I promised, I had said I was going to share my theme for 2026, and you guys are going to like it, because with some of the future episodes, I'm going to use different words to kind of support what I'm saying. And it might be a little corny, but hey, I like it. It inspires me. It works. And I hope it works for you too. So I love to rhyme things, and I love alliteration. So no alliteration, but here's the rhyme. In 2026, get in the mix. And what that means is make a commitment to yourself that whatever it is you desire to do, whatever it is you desire to achieve, you are going to mix it up. You're going to get out there and you're going to make it happen. If you want to take your business to the next level and bring in more clients and customers into your business, you are going to mix it up. Get out there, meet people, learn what you need to learn, market yourself, not hold back any part of who you are that needs to come forward so that you can do life with power, so that you can achieve on your highest level that you decide. So that's what getting in the mix is all about. It's also going to be about Power Up Nation. Us all kind of finally really connecting with each other and seeing how we can support each other this next year. So we've got some really great things that I have lined up. I spent this year kind of going in and out a little bit on the podcast, because sometimes when things are tugging at me and I'm like, okay, there's an idea that's trying to break through and it's right there. So I need to step away and make sure that I put things in place so these ideas, first of all, can come through. And secondly, so that I can make them happen, because I know they're designed not just to benefit me, but to benefit all of you. So 2026, get in the mix. I'm going to keep saying it. I like it. So with that being said, I want you guys to have a magnificent day and do life with power, because you're built by design to win. And remember, take some time to set your goals. Okay. Don't rush through it. Okay. Just set them so you can really be inspired.